Hello! In this tutorial I'm going to show you some basic bug fixes for the elevator system, starting with something to do with the levers. So you can see I've got this one elevator here that's going up and down. However, when I play, I haven't set up the levers, so it's going to move just fine and move down again. That's all good, but when I press escape to exit, I get some errors, some null reference in the nodes that set things for the levers, because these references don't exist. They are null references. So let's go ahead and fix this. First I'm going to compress this and say collapse to function. So here we have, let's see, new function is called set lever locked. And we really only need one input, so this one can go. And call this one new locked, then disconnect this. And in here, we get the new locked as the new locked for the lever top and lever bottom. And then let's right click these and convert to validated get. So then what this will do is first it will check whether or not it is valid before setting these values. So in case they are not valid, they will not be set. So I'm going to do this for each of them separately. So convert this to a validated get as well. And drag off from is valid. Now we need to connect this up here as well. Oh, not there. Connect the first invalid to the next validity check, because if we don't, then it will skip the second check as well if the first is not valid. So let's say you only have one lever and that happens to be the bottom one, then it wouldn't even be then unless you do this, it wouldn't even be checked unless you have a top one as well, which is kind of pointless. So instead we check the validity of both of them and make sure we don't skip them, and then we find the other spot where this was right here, and in here we set the new locked to false. And now if I try and play this again, going up, and there you go, there's no more errors and null references. So then here's the second bug. If I move up or down, you can see that my character sinks in, or sort of lags behind when going up, and when going down I float above it. Now this has to do with the fact that we are using the component move2 node. So the move component 2 node, I believe this works asynchronously, which means it is not going at the same rate as the regular tick rate. So in order to fix this, we are going to have to enable event tick. Now please do keep in mind that that is bad for performance, to have any actor ticking anything at all. Now it of course does depend on how much you are ticking, and to be fair, we are not going to do much. However, it is best to keep this as optimized as possible. So let's add event tick here, and make sure that in the elevator base self we have start with tick enabled set to false, and then on move elevator here we say set tick enabled, set actor tick enabled, and set this to true. And when the move is completed, no wait, let's not do this on the move, let's do this on the pressure plate up and down. So pressure plate down right here will have, let me scooch this to the side and say set actor tick enabled and set it to true. And on pressure plate up, on the completed, we say set actor tick enabled to false. So now it will only tick when the pressure plate is down, and when it is up, it will no longer be enabled. Which brings my attention to another thing. inside of the lever base, never mind. In the elevator base, excuse me, we are calling move elevator whenever we use the levers. Instead, we should now call pressure plate down. This ensures that we are using the proper event tick functions, and also it is more consistent because now if there were to be another actor that, so let's say you moved the elevator by using the levers, and now another actor has somehow fallen on top of the elevator or something, and then they are still able to activate the pressure plates, which we don't want because the elevator is moving. So by using pressure plate down on the lever pulled, we are now ensuring that this works properly. So then what are we doing every tick? Well, we are going to use the platform and set its location, let's say relative location, 2, and we are now going to replace the other references of the platform with something new. So let's go ahead and add a scene component. This will be TargetPosition, and we are going to find the references. So right click the platform variable, say find references by name, and now here we can see we get, anytime we get the platform to move it somewhere else, we now change that to the TargetPosition node. So here we get the platform, instead we get TargetPosition, get platform. Okay, this one's correct, this one should be, that's the event tick one. Then there's in the construction script, we get the TargetPosition, which means we now also have to set the relative location of the platform to our TargetPosition. Get relative location. So this is for the construction script. If you remember, the construction script basically uses whether or not we are going down to set the base position of where the elevator will be, so you can see in the elevator how high up or low down it will be. So let's see. Yes, let's make this one now. We are going to set the relative location of the platform to the relative location of the TargetPosition. So let's try this out. Oh, actually, I'm going to also draw a sphere. Draw a debug sphere, the center being the world location of the TargetPosition. Radius will be 50, segments 12 is fine, line color green, duration 0, and thickness of 3. Just so we can see where the TargetPosition is. So now you're not going to see it because the tick is off, so now you are going to see it, and as you can see, it's being set properly. However, one issue is that this is now using event tick, so if we have a lower frame rate, which for me at the moment is a little difficult to simulate, but if I have a lower frame rate, this won't be as smooth as you might hope. So instead of using just set relative location, we are going to finterp2. So using an finterp2 node will smooth out the setting of the relative location, and it will end up in somewhat of a curved motion. So let's get the relative location and split this pin. For now, I will just use the Z location, this being the target. Now the current position is the get relative location. Split this again. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Just duplicate this. So this is the current position, is where it is. It's just the relative location of the platform. The target location is the relative location of the target position. The delta time, I'm going to plug in the tick delta seconds. If ever you use an finterp2 node without the direct reference, without a direct connection to the event tick node, you can also get world delta seconds and plug this in here. since I'm already here, I'm going to just use these delta seconds. The interrupt speed, I'm going to set this to 5. The lower this value is, the quicker it will get to its current target. But that will also mean if your frame rate is lower, then the higher this value, the safer you are in creating a smooth rotation. So over here, let's say make a vector. And for now, I'm just going to plug in the z value, and the other ones are going to be the relative. Now you can see that the target position is always ahead of where the elevator is, because the elevator is now slowly being set to its target position. So now I'm going to show you how you can use the X and Y as well, so you can make elevators that go side to side. So let's move all of this, oops, way on over here, duplicate this, and now we hook up. First let's do the, I'm going to disconnect all of these. I'm going to start with the X value and also use the Y value. Whoops, that should be the target. The platform is the current. And the current is this one, the target is this one. And then let's hook up the delta time as well. You could clean this up because this is a bit of a mess, but I'm not going to waste your time doing that. Instead, I am going to, this one is the X, so this one goes to X, Y, and Z. And as you can see, this can now go slightly diagonally as well, instead of just up and down. So I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, let me know by leaving a like, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will do my best to help you. That'll be all from me for today, and I hope to see you again next time. Good luck!